Yes, yes. You see, just to entice them to leave their weapons. You see, one thing good about it is, you see, you don't treat a disease without diagnosis. If a doctor can diagnose a disease, even if it's cancer, he will know how to manage it. So the good thing about it is, now we have, before we are fighting a phantom, we don't know something is fighting us, coming to take us. We don't know that person. Now, by going to talk with them and sit down with them and to hear their grievances and understand their psychology.
Hello and what's up, guys? In this video, something very serious is happening and Nigerians everywhere are already talking about it. A respected Yoruba elder has come out with a strong warning to President Tinubu, saying the government is making a dangerous mistake by ignoring Sheikh Ahmad Abubakar Gumi's advice on insecurity. Now guys, this is not the usual political talk. The elder is pointing to a reality that many people have refused to face for more than 15 years. According to him, Sheikh Gumi recently appeared on Arise television responding to a report from Sahara reporters. The discussion was triggered by American President Donald Trump's accusation that Nigeria's leaders have failed to stop the mass elimination of Christians in the country. But Gumi's response shocked many. He warned that Nigerian leaders must be extremely careful with American leaders, saying they often bend the truth to push their own interests. He pointed to what happened in Iraq under Saddam Hussein, in Libya under Gaddafi, and in Afghanistan with the Muslim rulers there. To him, there were examples of how global powers manipulate situations for their benefit. But the Yoruba elder isn't focusing on America. He is focusing on what Gumi himself represents, a man known nationwide for interacting directly with bandits in the Northwest. When Gumi was asked why he still talks to them, his answer was simple: a doctor cannot treat a disease without diagnosis. In his words, we must understand the psychology of the crisis before trying to fix it. And this is where the tension rises. For over 15 years, from 2009 to 2025, the Nigerian government has depended heavily on bombing and military operations. Yet, instead of bringing peace, the crisis keeps expanding. More groups keep coming out. More armed gangs keep rising. More terror cells keep spreading. Sheikh Gumi said something that surprised even his critics. Kaduna is now relatively safe because the government there cooperates with him. He claims that dialogue, not bombs, help reduce the mass elimination of people in the state. He says they talk to this group and engage with them. So the big question the Yoruba elder is asking is this: why is the Nigerian government refusing to try dialogue for peace? He reminds Nigerians that in South Africa, after the apartheid collapse, they did not rely only on force. They embraced national reconciliation. That was how peace returned to the indigenous communities. But here in Nigeria, for more than 15 years, leaders have insisted on only one option, the military option. And according to him, this approach has failed again and again. Instead of the crisis shrinking, it has multiplied. Instead of one group, now we have the original Boko Haram, ISWAP, new splinter groups like Lukurawa, and many other emerging armed groups. The Yoruba elder warns that from the days of late President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua till Goodluck Jonathan, Buhari, and now Tinubu, Nigeria has poured years into a war that has only deepened insecurity, and there is more. He says Nigeria's rulers are also responsible for worsening poverty through decisions like removing fuel subsidy and other supports that citizens depended on. According to him, the boiling frustration in the land is making criminal activities grow even faster. In his words, the buck stops at the doorstep of Nigeria's rulers. They are the ones who declared this war, sustain it, and refuse to consider dialogue, even when evidence is showing that dialogue brought relative peace in Kaduna. Guys, this video you are about to watch dives deeper into all these shocking claims. It breaks down the real danger of ignoring Sheikh Gumi and explain why this Yoruba elder believes Nigeria is heading into a deeper security crisis if nothing changes. Guys, I will let you watch this video for yourself so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Take a look, guys, and remember to share your thoughts after watching.
The Kaduna-based Islamic cleric Sheikh Ahmad Abubakar Gumi appeared on the Arise television yesterday or day before, as reported by the Sahara reporters, dated November 4, 2025. The issue for discussion was the claim or allegation by the American president Donald Trump, accusing Nigeria's rulers of failure to stop mass slaughter of Christians in Nigeria. Sheikh Gumi responded that Nigeria's rulers should be very careful of American rulers because they always tell lies to achieve their aim, giving the examples of Iraq, of Saddam Hussein, Libya, of Muammar Gaddafi, and the Afghanistan, ruled by Islamic people accused of terrorism, Muslim rulers accused of terrorism in Afghanistan. We don't want to dwell on these examples. We want to narrow down to how Sheikh Ahmad Abubakar Gumi himself has become famous for interacting with armed bandits in the northwest, Nigeria's northwest. Of course, he is based in Kaduna, the capital of Kaduna State. So he was asked to justify his interactions with the armed bandits, and he has this to say, that a doctor does not treat a disease without diagnosis to find out the nature of the ailment. A doctor does not treat a disease without carrying out diagnosis to find out the nature of the disease. Beyond that, he insists that dialogue remains the best option. Dialogue remains the best option, and that bombing will only compound the problem. Even if you ask America to come and do the bombing, and as a matter of fact, bombing has been going on since 2009 till date 2025, a period of about 15 years of bombing without peace. But what has his own interactions with the armed bandits achieved? The Sheikh has this to say, and I quote, "Now Kaduna is relatively safe. I can say that you don't hear any more of mass killings in Kaduna because we understand their psychology and the governor is cooperating. We are talking to them and they are keeping their weapons." So, the question, why are Nigeria's rulers refusing to dialogue for peace? In South Africa, they had to seek national reconciliation for peace to reign in South Africa after the apartheid collapsed from within by God's grace. Then you have peace and the integration of the aborigines, the indigenous populations in South Africa. So, national reconciliation. So, no dialogue. You don't want dialogue. You don't want national reconciliation. All you want is to defeat the Boko Haram Muslim community militarily. And you have been on it since about 15 years. And rather than eradicating the community, more armed gangs, armed bandits are mushrooming, including additional terrorist organizations. So rather than your military approach solving the problem, is compounding the problem, as the Sheikh is saying, and he has been saying it for more than a decade, by the way. The former President Olusegun Obasanjo has been saying it since the beginning. In the first instance, the former President Olusegun Obasanjo himself avoided the war with a community that was not violent. Then attacked by Nigeria's rulers under the presidency of Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, claiming that the community's Islam is unorthodox Islam in a nation which guarantees religious liberty and freedom of association. Yet, the succeeding rulers of Nigeria has been sustaining the war, including Goodluck Ebele Asikwe Jonathan, Muhammadu Buhari. So Jonathan for 4 years, Muhammadu Buhari 8 years, a retired major general in the army, retired before becoming Nigeria's ruler, president, 8 years. And now his successor has been in power for more than 2 years. 4 years of Jonathan squandered on the war. 8 years of Muhammadu Buhari squandered on the war. More than 2 years of Tinubu squandered on the war. Not yet to mention addition of herdsmen terrorism by the presidency of Muhammadu Buhari, now being sustained also by his successor, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. What are Nigeria's rulers gaining from the war? Rather than solving the problem, is being compounded, as the Sheikh has said. But it's true. Boko Haram split into two. The original group is still there. The new group, the Islamic State of West African Province, ISWAP, is there. Then we started hearing about Lakurawa terrorist organization, and another one that I cannot remember the name. Not to mention mushrooming and bandit gangs. So look at the situation under the presidency 8 years of Olusegun Obasanjo, 1999 to 2007. You can compare it to Yar'Adua's about more than 2 years or about 3 years. He came to power in 2007. He started the war against the Boko Haram in 2009, and since then till now, it has been degeneration upon degeneration, from war against Boko Haram to adding herdsmen terrorism to mushrooming and bandits. And Nigeria's rulers think that the only approach they want to use, whether the former President Olusegun Obasanjo is saying it or not, whether Sheikh Gumi is saying it or not, they must continue with militarization of Nigeria. Turn Nigeria into a nation of armed banditry, terrorism. With particular reference to the Boko Haram Muslim community, we must pay attention to the concern of the community about abuse of Western education to perpetrate haram, leading to gross underdevelopment of Nigeria and worsening mass abject poverty, fueling criminalities. But what is the rationale for saying that you must take the military option and not the option of interaction and dialogue, being suggested by Sheikh Ahmad Abubakar Gumi, and is now telling us what we can see, that is interaction and dialogue with the community and cooperation of the governor of Kaduna State are responsible for the relative peace that Kaduna is enjoying, while Nigeria's insecurity continue to get compounded, if only because the perpetration of Boko Haram, abuse of Western education to perpetrate Haram has also become concrete, solidified in the claim that fuel subsidy exists and now is gone and all other subsidies are gone, leaving nothing for Nigerians to enjoy as people with oil in their soil. So the buck must stop in the doorstep of Nigeria's rulers. They are responsible for imposing the war against Boko Haram on Nigeria. They are responsible for imposing herdsmen terrorism on Nigeria. They are the ones claiming fuel subsidy and declaring that fuel subsidy is gone, all other subsidies are gone. Which oil exporting country is doing that and enjoying peace and plenty? So those are the issues for Nigerians to consider.
If it's China coming to say that, people will believe it, because China is not nosing into our internal affairs. If it's Russians, people will believe them. But America are not to be liars. They said Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction, and there is none. And they have caused confusion in Iraq, in Libya, and everywhere. So when they said Muslims are killing, or there is massacre of Muslims and Christians in Nigeria, from which side? They didn't specify whether it is the government or whether it is the Muslims that are doing it, or even if Christians are targeted. Whatever it is, if Americans can cure and eliminate the terrorists, I will welcome it myself. But I know they cannot.
Okay, when you say they cannot,
let me tell you. Okay. They have fought 20 years in Afghanistan. They could not finish them. Afghanistan is in Syria now. This same thing. As terrorists, you see, it's not easy to just come and drop bombs here and there and think you finish them. They have infiltrated the society, so it's going to cause more damage. More Muslims and more Christians will be killed if America would drop a bomb in Nigeria. I'm telling you this. You can take it for a record. So what we are trying to avoid, we are going to even compound it. Look, myself, I have been trying to see how we can pacify these people. I've been going to see how we can pacify these people and redirect them, because they are human beings. They listen and reason. But if you say you want to use force against force, then you will compound the problem and make the thing dirty. If Nigerian army, which has been very active in many hotspots, cannot deal with this issue for 18 years, for 15 years with Boko Haram, and now the bandits, and to me, the bandits are even more vicious because they are.
You said something about Nigerian army not being able to do something about it for some time now. You have been the person, or rather, news have actually carried it that you more like mediate or serve as an intermediary between them and the government, and that actually has sparked quite reaction among Nigerians. What can you tell us to be, some of the good points or flash points of your, interaction or discussion with them, especially when you had to get into the bush? Because the other time we're talking about giving them amnesty and all that.
Yes. You see, just to entice them to leave their weapons. You see, one thing good about it is, you see, you don't treat a disease without diagnosis. If a doctor can diagnose a disease, even if it's cancer, he will know how to manage it. So the good thing about it is, now before we are fighting a phantom, we don't know something is fighting us, coming to take us. We don't know that person. Now, by going to talk with them and sit down with them and to hear their grievances and understand their psychology, so we are able now to contain the problem. Now, Kaduna is relatively safe. I can say from you don't hear any more mass killings now in Kaduna, because we understand their psychology and the governor is cooperating. We are talking to them and they are keeping their weapons. They are not fighting. They're still on the weapons. They hold the weapons. But you see, this is a small, gradual process in which slowly we will civilize them, we will take away their weapons and let them into good citizens. So this is it. It has to be systemic. But for America to come and start bombing in northern Nigeria, I'm telling you,